Right, hello, good evening and welcome. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knick-Knack. I'm the brains behind Knick-Knack's Old Peculiar and Knick-Knack's Daily Teasers. You'll find those in the corner there underneath that letter I, and you'll also find my TV and movie reviews. If you didn't know it, I've been watching Series 2 of For All Mankind over the last few weeks, and I wanted to tell you about the episode I saw last night. Episode 6 of Series 2 of For All Mankind, Best Laid Plans, opens with a team of Russian cosmonauts and their supporting scientists arriving at Houston, introducing us and NASA to the Russian team leader Sergei, and to the Stepan and Radislaw, the two main Russian cosmonauts. I've got the name of the actors here, so you know. You'll have to actually go to my blog to look up the written version of this review, because as much as I'd love to try, I can't actually pronounce their names. They are actually genuinely Eastern European and did a very fine job, I should add here. The Russian team are in Houston to train for the Soyuz Apollo meeting, and so that they and their US counterparts can discuss the technology needed for the upcoming joint mission. Frankly, as things stand, the Russians really don't like what they see. Whilst all that's going on, Ed and Karen are watching the latest Sea Dragon launch to Jamestown base, and they're helping their daughter Kelly, Cynthia Wu, write her entrance exam for Annapolis by telling her what drove them to adopt her. Karen, it seems, had developed fertility issues, whilst Ed had temporarily moved out. It seems the couple were having troubles. The pair had started to reconcile, however, after seeing a show on orphaned Vietnamese boat people. Later that same evening, Daniela and Nathan, Chris Marshall and Josh Duvendek, take Stepan and Radislaw, Nikolai Jericho and Alexander Barbara. I've had to have a go at least two of their names. Stepan and Radislaw get taken to the outpost. The Russian pair didn't want the carefully prepared borscht that NASA had mixed up. No, they wanted all-American hamburger. At any rate, whilst there, Danielle and Stefan talk over their respective motives for what they do, giving a mention to Laika, the space dog, in the process. Meanwhile, Sergei Pyotr Adamczyk, I think it is, and Margot Ren Schmidt meet in secret at the 11:59 bar after Sergei manages to very discreetly drop hints to Margot that he's being heavily monitored. The pair, whilst there, are inspired to design, or at least Sergei comes up with a basic design idea for the docking mechanism for their two very different spaceships. One that doesn't hand over state secrets to the other power, and one that sees the pair getting help from a leader, Coral Pena. The episode closes, of course, with a nicely successful demonstration of exactly how that technology is supposed to work, but also with Danielle and her junior astronaut partner Nathan arriving at Star City in Russia to a very hostile welcome. Now, what did I make of this episode? What did I think? Best Laid Plans is, I'll be honest, I think Apple TV Plus and Sony, who are actually doing the dog work of making the show for Apple, have done another well-made piece of TV. It's something that's moving the story forward, has got possible downs as far as I'm concerned, but also quite definite ups. He says, definitely repeating himself. Frankly, and let's get this out of the way first, I don't know that the love triangle between Gordo and Sam and Tracy, Gordo's ex-wife, Sam's current wife, works for me. Nor does the burgeoning romance between Ellen and Pam, Jodie Balfour and Megan Leathers. It's a little bit, it's a valid part of the story, and it's probably going to be something that will have story points budgeting off from them later on in the series. But frankly, it's just a little bit too EastEnders for me. It's a little too soap opera. Saying that, it's well told. It's well told and nicely done. Best Laid Plans is still a very watchable episode. Romance is included. It's also one that caught me from the start. The opening scenes where Margot and the teams are welcoming their Russian visitors. It's hysterically funny. Very dryly hysterically funny. It's not quite as funny as Quentin Tarantino when he's on film, but it is quite amusing. You've got to see it to appreciate the sort of irresistible force meeting an immovable object kind of humour to it. It is funny and worth catching. Just that 5 minutes on its own. And a scene at the outpost with Danielle and Stefan talking about the sad little life of Laika, the first dog in space, the first living Earth being in space, is actually quite a highlight of the episode. It's also quite sad. The real world Russian scientists didn't bring Laika back down. She died in space when a bit of the rocket, the Sputnik 2, overheated. I can understand why the Russian space agency sent that little dog up there. I really can. They had to know how a living creature would do in space. It just seems to me incredibly sad that they couldn't bring her home. They let her die in space. And this particular episode, it highlights quite how sad that is. It's a heart-wrenching piece of real-world history in what ostensibly is an alternative history. It's quite a powerful scene to watch. It's worth catching this episode for that. At any rate, I'm going to be watching episode 7 next Tuesday on, let's have a look here, on Tuesday the, whatever it is, it's next Tuesday, and I'll be doing my write-up the day afterwards, next Wednesday. I'll see you then. Hopefully you want to leave me a comment about this review. Please feel free. I'll catch you next week. Have a good one.